Hello everyone, my name's Sutton and welcome to GenX Analytics. A couple of months back I made a video based around some NFT projects. I talked about Axie Infinity, I talked about Sandbox, Decentraland, and I wanted to make a bit of like an update video just to sort of see what they've achieved in this couple of months. Even though the market's been down, I wanted to see if the team were continuing to push on, whether it's making new hires and whether it's just bringing out continuous updates in terms of what they're doing. So sit back, relax and enjoy. So the first metaverse I want to get into is Sandbox. Since I made the video on Sandbox a couple of months back, they have made quite a few changes, and we're going to sort of go over some of the changes they've made today. And also the biggest change is yet to come. Well, by the time this video is out, the change will have already come out. And the change is the Alpha Season 2. Back when Alpha Season 1 came out, I talked about that, how you could earn 1,000 sand, you could earn some exclusive NFTs by completing quests, and different quests came out every single day. Anyone could play, however, and it's a similar sort of theme that they've gone for Alpha Season 2. They've added over 200 new quests, over 35 new experiences for you to try, and all this is accessible to anyone. You will also have a chance of earning an Alpha Pass just through playing the game as well, so even free-to-play players have a chance of earning the pass, which will then enable them to earn exclusive rewards within the metaverse. They've also made the game available to download on PC and Mac. I'll pop a little trailer for Season 2 just in the video as well, so you can see. I also mentioned a bit about the Game Maker Fund, and they have also managed to release another 4 experiences for you to try during the Alpha Pass Season 2. Sandbox are also unlocking a new section of land that's up for grabs, up for purchase by me and you, and that is to celebrate their partnership with Avex Technologies. The regular land costs about 1,011 sand, and the premium land costs about 4,683 sand. So just for trying to purchase the regular land, it equals to around $3,000. So quite a lot, but when you've seen sort of the previous history of some of the pieces of land that have sold in the past, maybe it's not so bad. So I'd say there's some quite big changes there. It's sort of perfect timing to make a video about them. Now they're bringing out, another 35 experiences for you to try. I'm probably going to hop in there myself as well. Just to see what the metaverse of Sandbox is all about. When I did play Sandbox in the past, I did really enjoy it. Even just doing the basic quests, just running around in that metaverse, trying out different things, completing the various quests that they had available at the time. It felt really smooth, to be honest. It felt like it had been in development for a while. And it's got like quite a nice art style, a little bit like Minecraft, a little, maybe Roblox, but a crypto version, I suppose. No, I do like Sandbox. They have a lot of nice partners. I spoke about Sandbox quite a lot in the previous video that I did on them, so you should of course check that out. Maybe I'll do a stream or something, of a couple of the experiences, and yeah, try and put something like that together. The next project I wanted to talk about was Decentraland. Again, I talked about Decentraland around the same time as I did with Sandbox. It's been doing pretty well over the past few months. They've had continuous developments into the metaverse. Just to start off with, they overhauled the way that the sale system is split, so the marketplace. So before this change happened, the creator only got paid for the first sale of their own collection, and then after that, all the royalties from that collection went towards the Decentraland DAO. And this is now changed, so the initial sale, the royalties for the initial sale will go towards the Decentraland DAO, and then any secondary sales after that will go towards the creator. And I think I do prefer that sort of way around, because it's going to incentivize creators to actually build upon the Decentraland metaverse. I think it's going to bring a lot more quality projects out, because if you're going to get paid royalties for continuous secondary sales, you're going to want to make sure that that project has plenty of utility. You're going to want to make sure that the project has very nice art, so people can sort of enjoy the aesthetics of it. So yeah, I feel like they're going to incentivize more creators to try and sell their own collection a lot more. Yeah, I'd say it's a very good step towards sort of rewarding the creators that actually build the metaverse in a way, because it is just people like me and you, artists, coming up with ideas, and the things that you will see in a lot of these metaverses are created by the common people like us. And to even further reward creators, they also launched a new section of the marketplace called My Store. My Store is basically just a section where you can see all of the current collections that you've created, and you can also see analytics of like sales data, how many have sold, how much you've earned through selling it, how much you've earned through royalties and things like that, which I think is it's going to help people more when it comes to just tracking their own progress as an artist. They had an article posted which was to do a bit of a 2022 manifest. So I'm just going to skim through that quickly. So to start off, they're developing a client for Windows, Linux, and Mac. So they're aiming to bring anyone from any platform over to be able to play. So they've also been researching the development of a VR client. This is going to come into development itself once the development of the clients like Windows, Linux, and Mac are completed. This is currently sort of penciled / scheduled in for Q3 / Q4 of this year, but it all just depends on how the development goes of the VR client. They're also developing a mobile app, so anyone that just has a mobile phone can access the metaverse as well. So they're really trying to bring out adoption. They're trying to make it so that you've got no excuse, basically. Any platform, any computer, any mobile electronic device, you should be able to access the game. That's where they're trying to go with it. They've also committed some resources just towards improving the in-game experience or in-metaverse experience. They're trying to improve the current voice chat system, and they're also working on decentralizing the friend system and the private voice chat system as well. They are also looking at ways to moderate the metaverse a little bit more. With it being decentralized, I assume something like that is quite hard to moderate. But I think that they want to try and make it a bit more friendly to, you know, family friendly, you could say. So just maybe trying to keep all the crude stuff out from being made. But they've not really detailed how they're going to do that yet, so, you know, stay tuned for that one. They are introducing smart wearables into the metaverse, which enables the possibility of adding gameplay anywhere in the metaverse, not just certain sections. So things like jetpacks, sword fights, laser tag, portable radios, all of that sort of stuff you can use and fly around the metaverse rather than it just being, you know, specified to a certain section. I imagine if you've got some piece of land that maybe is like a puzzle, maybe you'd have some settings to stop people from using a jetpack, but you know what I mean. They're trying to make it accessible everywhere. Players are also going to have the ability to add their own NFTs that they own as a wearable inside the Decentraland as well. So all in all, it seems like Decentraland is pushing quite a lot for more adoption. They're trying to develop on as many platforms as possible, just to enable more and more people to join the metaverse, which is, yeah, nice to see. It'd be nice to see, you know, more of this land being used up for more experiences, just to make it more exciting when you're in there. The next project I want to dive into is Star Atlas. Star Atlas has had some nice developments again since we last spoke about them. To start off with, they released a browser-based minigame called Faction Fleet, and that was towards the end of last year, so it's pretty soon after I made a video. I have noticed, however, that it does require a ship to take part in it, so if you don't own a ship, I'm afraid I don't think you can play. I did try and access it myself, but I don't own a ship, so I wasn't able to see sort of the mechanics and how it worked. But if I can find a video on it, then I will throw it in. Yeah, the last time I checked the prices of even the basic ships, they were quite expensive, so I'm just sort of waiting for the price to lower just a little bit before I can get in there. They also announced quite a big partnership with Anomica Brands. Anomica Brands is a publisher and developer of various games, and they've also sort of jumped more into the crypto metaverse side of things as well recently. With this partnership came a $3 million purchase of NFTs with the aim of just funding the Star Atlas development. And the roadmap does feature quite a lot, and it does go into detail about what they are developing and sort of what stage they're at with that development. And I'll just show you real quick here. As you can see, they've got a bit of a color code, just of things that are planned for the future, any that are upcoming. They've got a heavy R&D phase before some prototypes, building, and then the best part, which is going live. So you can see they've got different phases. You can see what's already been made. And when you click on these, it'll give you a more in detail sort of look at what they're planning on doing. So just the first one, the Polished DAO, is to provide users with the ability to participate in Star Atlas government via the DAO. Initial feature set will enable user staking to a variety of contracts, both short-term and long-term, and earn yield along a yield curve based on maturity of stake. Additionally, users should be empowered to submit proposals and exercise voting rights on public proposals. So you can see that's just sort of in the discovery mode until there's a bit more R&D, and then you can see through the different phases, just the different types of development within the metaverse. You can see that they've already got quite a lot live already. The cinematic trailer I played in the last video I did on them, and it is a nice trailer. I would recommend you go and watch that. So yeah, you can see they are continuously improving it, and I'm sure more and more will get added here as time goes on. The next project I wanted to talk about was Axie Infinity. They've released quite a lot of new features since we last spoke about them. And one of the big features being the migration over to the Ronin chain. It was more of like a middleman when I last spoke about it, and now they've fully migrated over to Ronin chain. And they've also brought about parts to do with, if you're owning Axies, then you can have a certain amount of free transactions a day. And they've added quite a lot of systems like that, which is really nice. They've had continuous development that seems to be more on the PvP sections, just changing the way that you earn rewards through that. They're trying to make it more and more competitive and more skill-based, so the better that you are, the more rewards you will earn. They are bringing out some new content, and we'll go through that in this section. I'd say that the biggest change since release, other than the Ronin migration, and it's the upcoming release of Axie Infinity Origin. This will feature brand new interfaces, game mechanics, art, special effects, and storylines into the game. Origin has been built from scratch with the aim to onboard the mainstream audience. One of the big changes for this is that you are able to claim 3 starter Axies to start playing the game. One thing to note though is that when you do claim these 3 starter Axies, you can't earn rewards with those starter Axies. It's more just to get you into the game and start playing. An alpha version of this will be coming out very soon. So players can test the game and just give out some feedback before the official launch. And again, you can't earn any rewards through playing this. And all progress is reset just before the official launch. So it's the same as pretty much any other alpha that games develop. So with Origin comes some interesting changes to how the battling works. As soon as the cards are placed now, the execution of the attacks begin, leading to just some faster paced gameplay. Any unused cards will no longer accumulate after every round. This just incentivizes the player to use them in the round. Some cards have also been tweaked. Rather than them showing an attack and defense stat, one of them might just have a defense stat, and then another card might have just an attack stat. So that'll change the way that you play the game. And they also have added some new cards as well. And I think the reason they've added in some of these new cards is just to kind of shake up the meta of what people might see as the most overpowered, team setup. Runes and charms have also been added to buff your Axies in various different ways. I would say that these games have had quite a strong developing team for each different project since we last made a video on them. Even though that the market hasn't been in the bull run that we'd hoped for, we're still going down. I think we bounced recently, but you never know where it's going to go at the moment. Sentiment's kind of mixed. It's nice to see that the teams and the community and for all these projects are still strong. They're still hiring people. They're still bringing out continuous developments. They're still engaging with the community, keeping them in the loop about, various new things that are coming out, even sharing sneak peeks in some of the Discord channels. It's nice to see that the community and the developers are quite close and quite tight-knit. I think this is sort of a bullish sentiment for Metaverse projects, because as the market increases and everything starts to rise again, it always brings in like a wave of new people. And if these new people can see some of these nice communities and well-developed games, it's going to really boost the individual Metaverse's economy. As I said before, it is nice to see just even the moderators of some of these Discord channels coming up with ways to engage with the community, whether it's art contests that they might use in game, even something as simple as memes for Twitter, having people make them, just sort of having some kind of competition there. Even quiz nights I've seen game nights. It's nice to see all that sort of engagement. It's not something you'd really see with a lot of companies, especially outside of crypto, so having Metaverse projects that are like this is nice. At the end of the day, all of these Metaverse projects have taken and will take years to develop so that the mainstream can actually play it. I mean, games like Star Atlas have got such a huge scope of what they want to achieve. It's going to take a while for them, to bring out a fully functioning working game. I've heard a lot of people say that the Metaverse is sort of compared to as the internet back in, the first few years of its development. And even though I was pretty young at that time, I still kind of agree with it. I could definitely see it being in the early stages. I mean, when you look at some of the graphics of these Metaverses, you can definitely see that some of them might need a bit more of an improvement on that side of things, but I think all of that will come with time. I see a lot of people talk bad about the whole Metaverse side of things as well, but I think when you do personally hop into some of these games and some of these Metaverses, whether it's using VR or just using your mobile phone from anywhere in the world, and I think after just seeing what's achievable in the Metaverse, I think it has a possibility to change your mind. So if there's one thing to take away from the video, it's to just keep open-minded about this sort of stuff. That's going to be it for this video anyway. I hope you enjoyed just a little bit of an update about some of the projects that I've spoke about in the past. I'm going to do a video in the future over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to start talking about some of the large corporations that have started to dip their toes into the whole Metaverse side of things, whether it's releasing their own NFT collections or some of them even announcing their own entire Metaverses. I think that'll be an interesting video, so stay tuned for that. With all that being said, please do the usual stuff, like the video, subscribe, comment. What sort of videos would you want to see on the channel? What would you like me to talk about? If you've got any ideas, let me know. But that is everything. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.